Our next guest tonight made today's announcement about the G5 summit, and that's pretty exciting. Joining us tonight is National Economic Council Director Larry Kudlow. Larry, good to have you with us. And of all the things to talk about, I am interested in a summit with Ericsson and the companies, the foreign companies making 5G equipment. Why don't we have some?
Well, we got a couple, Lou. We got a couple, and summit probably take place sometime in early April. Look, you're going to have our big telco carriers, AT&T and Verizon and T-Mobile, Sprint. We're going to be represented by a big Japanese carrier that is paving the way for a software-driven solution to 5G. Great American companies like Intel will be there. Cisco will be there. Qualcomm will be there. I mean, there'll be no shortage of American companies. Believe me, we've got some smaller American startups. And
but
yes,
we've got no 5G competitor directly to Huawei, and certainly not at cost, do we?
Well, we don't know that yet. I mean, we don't know yet. Yeah, it wouldn't be quite so. First of all, we're doing very well domestically.
Easy, Larry. Don't be careful now.
Well, okay, I'll be as careful as I can, but I will tell you that deployment of 5G in about 50 cities has been a great start for us. We are going to be auctioning off a lot of satellite spectrum, which will help us get into the mid-band, and that'll get into the rural areas.
Yeah, I don't want to get buried in 5G, and I hesitated, and I should have followed my instincts and not gotten too far into that. The fact of the matter is, we're running behind China in 5G. It's that straightforward. It's that simple. And if you can get us moving with a conference, God bless you and Godspeed. I want to turn to the economy. This economy right now is going gangbusters by any definition. We're also seeing some considerable concern in the marketplace, if we can believe all of the folks who cover such things, markets and the economy, because of fears of the coronavirus. Is that fear, in your judgment, misplaced, overdone?
Well, I think the fear is particularly, Lou, it's about China. I mean, the virus is very well contained here in the U.S., very well contained in the U.S. Now, the China thing is, it's a humanitarian tragedy. People are talking about the economic implications for our country. Frankly, I think they're going to be very small. Maybe a couple tenths of a percent as far as we know. It could turn worse. I don't know if the information out of China is correct or not. I would say this, Lou, if you look at some of the recent data points, the ISM manufacturing reports from New York and Michigan, I guess it was, or Chicago, there were no supply shortages. There were no supply bottlenecks.
That's what I said. This economy is strong as it can be.
Yeah, I mean, they were huge. The Philly Fed was up big. The New York Fed was up big. The Chicago Fed was up big. No supply shortages. So I don't want to crow. I'm just saying, so far, with what we know, it's not a problem.
We want you crowing about this economy. Are you kidding me? Let's turn to something we're not crowing about, and that's a number of pieces of legislation that would, in one instance, be effectively an amnesty led by Tom Tillis and his folks who were trying to move forward a worker modernization bill. It would amount to, we're told, something like 2 million, as many as 2 million people would have amnesty. We're looking at Mike Lee's 386 over in the Senate, where they want to double, in effect, the H-1B workers. And this looks directly antithetical to what the president has said, that the American worker, hire American, buy American, and suddenly we're looking at immigration legislation that is being moved by the Republican conference in both the Senate and the House. What's going on?
Well, in brief, look, administration has its own merit-based legal immigration reform plan, and I'd like to go back to that if I could.
Sure.
I don't know whether any legislation will get through or not, but it's a very strong plan.
You don't want it. The point is, you don't want it, right?
The point is,
you're not supporting any of the legislation right now that some elements of the Republican Party are trying to move in the Senate and the House. Is that correct?
That is correct. we are supporting our own, it's a very comprehensive legal immigration plan based on merit. So that's point number one. Point number two, on the issue of workers and available workers, you know, this is a very strong prosperity cycle led by pro-growth policies on low taxes and regulations and energy independence and better trade deals. And if you look carefully,
fair trade deals.
All right, fair trade deals. They're going to open markets. So let me just suggest the following. The employment population ratio suggests there could be 6 million more American workers who can come out of the woodwork and into the labor force. We've already had 3.5 million. The Obama administration saw a decline. So there are still Americans that will be able to work. The second point I want to make is we're growing faster than anybody thought, with the middle and lower wage earners way outperforming the top people. In other words, the production workers are beating the managers by a lot. In the stock market boom, it's the consumers below the bottom 50%. Right. They're doing the best, better than the people in the so-called top 1%. So what you got here is a blue-collar boom. Okay, a durable prosperity cycle. We've already surprised people, 3.6% unemployment with no inflation. So I don't know why the Fed raised rates a couple years ago. And by the by, just to round this out a little bit, the Congressional Budget Office, using President Obama's policies, said that we would grow by only 2%. The fact of the matter is, even despite tight money,
see, you start that, though. You start that, and you're going to have people who are saying, but you said you were going to be at 3%, and then we'll have that argument. This nonsense goes on forever. You've got one thing to do, and that's to win the November 3rd election, and you won't do it if you start sponsoring these kinds of bills that we're seeing Mike Lee and Tom Tillis try to advance. I'm pleased to hear you're not.
No, look, we're going to sponsor our own merit-based plan. But
I can't wait to see it.
There's probably, Lou, or could be as many as 6 million American workers who could come out of the woodwork.
I want to see those wages move up stronger and stronger and stronger.
That's right.
That's right. Then we can talk about 6 million workers.
By the way,
what are you going to do about automation and the loss of all the jobs? You're going to, we've got to talk about that. We've got to have a national dialogue. I hate these electioneer ambitions. It bothers me, no matter which administration embarks on them. But Larry Kudlow, your participation in this administration makes me feel a lot better about the whole thing.
Thank you, Lou.
Great to have you with us.
By the way, it's a blue-collar boom. A blue-collar boom.
You know what's great? It's a boom for everybody. Thanks so much.